Hello everybody, Super Jordan Reviews here, and I am going to be making it's kind of like a project I've been working on for over the last year, and it is, I decided to make a Avengers Infinity War and Endgame ripoff, except using Pokemon characters and using the Pokemon world overall. Now, before anyone comments saying, oh, that's a ripoff, that's kind of the point. And this is all being done for fun, and I thought it would just be interesting to be able to combine the two, because they're probably my two favorite franchises, Marvel and Pokemon, and I wanted to combine them together. Now, the way it's going to work is it's very anime-like, like with Ash, except I'm using a little bit of newer character, like more of my own twist on it. Rather than using Ash Ketchum, I created a new main protagonist rather than Ash. So Ash is not a part of this at all. And I basically went through a lot of characters, determined their fate for each of these two stories. And I'm gonna talk about each of them as we go throughout. I just really wanted to use this video in particular as an introduction tool. And sorry, this video isn't scripted at all, so I apologize if there's any weird stuttering noises or anything. But the future videos in this series will be scripted, and I will be reading off of them to give you the full story. This is just an introduction video. If part 1 is out already, then feel free to go straight to part 1. But if you want some input on what this series is about, then feel free to listen to this real quick. So, the main character in these two adventures, mainly for Infinity War and Endgame, is a character named Moon. So, I kind of based him off of the main avatar from Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I do apologize, but in order to be able to get full understanding of it, you might need to be able to understand both franchises pretty well. But I will still do my best to give a good explanation of who these characters are. So, like I was saying, Moon is he, along with very much like Ash, had his own series where he went through region by region, trying to collect badges, trying to become the best like no one ever was. Unlike Ash, though, he does age, and he does win leagues. He failed the first couple leagues. He won the Kalos League, but lost to an Elite Four member. And then when he got to Alola, he became the champion of the Alola region. And his main partner is Umbreon. Now, he doesn't have a big role in Infinity War, the ripoff, but he will be a very prominent character in Endgame. The reason why is his character is going to be looking for Red throughout this story. And what happened was, back during the Kanto League, he fought Red, and Red was the person that ultimately defeated him. And Red actually won the league. Now, even though he didn't defeat Lance, the champion at the time, he still went up to Mount Silver and started training. And the last that Moon had ever seen of Red was on Mount Silver, and he helped him. He helped save his Umbreon from Team Rocket at that time. Which, speaking of Team Rocket, so Team Rocket, Jesse, James, and Meowth, of course. I decided that from Ash's anime, or from Ash's series, Team Rocket would be the only characters that were going to be allowed to stay. At least in full character form. Because there are characters I have to keep, like the gym leaders. And I'm also keeping in a couple other characters, but just recreating them in my own form, like Lily, and mainly just like Lily, and Gladian, and Hal. But anyways, yeah, Team Rocket, I decided to only include just because, since they like to break the fourth wall and are probably the most cartoony characters in the Ash series, I thought that they would work in this series as well. They won't have a big role, but I'll get into them a little later. Now, You might be thinking, who is the Thanos in this series? And that is down to a character. This is probably one of the few. This is one of the only fully made up characters I created. His name is Ralph. So he is the brother of Lusamine, actually. He is adopted though, and he is the younger brother of Lusamine. So I'll give you guys some of his backstory right now. But what's gonna happen with him is he never really was close to Lusamine, or not even his family in general. The only person he really saw as someone who respected him was Lily, and Lily was probably his favorite of his family over there, because he never really liked Gladion. And so the thing is, he's actually from an alien planet, and that alien planet was in the middle of a war, but then Deoxys got in the way of that war. He landed on planet Earth. Lusamine's mother and father took him in, raised him as their own, and he eventually went on a Pokemon journey of his own. His starter was a Squirtle, which eventually became an overpowered Mega Blastoise. And he's been training for the last 20 years. Now, anyways, now he's trying to look for the 6 Ultra Relics, which do seem a little more different from your average Pokemon things, because this is supposed to be the replacement for the 6 Infinity Stones. Except these 6 relics are based off of certain items in the Pokemon universe that allow you to control a specific legendary. Now, I kind of want to leave the surprise of what the relics are for the actual story. But if you do want a little bit of a heads up of what they're about, I am using some inspiration from the YouTuber Emperor Cubone, who actually gave me a good idea of where to put each of the relics and what to use. I put a little bit of my own twist in it, but I would definitely recommend looking at Emperor Cubone's channel and his video that he did on it. Definitely recommend it. He's actually one of the people he's a YouTuber that kind of made a video that motivated me to do this, so definitely recommend it. Now, even though I'm going to wait to be able to explain what the relics specifically do, what's going to go on is whoever's trying to collect them has to use the staff. There are multiple of these ultra staffs throughout, but you got to use the staff, put the 6 relics within the staff, and once you have control of the 6 ultra relics, you can conduct a Z move that once you have it completed, it grants the user 1 wish, except for the wish to wish for more wishes, obviously. But the catch with it is that it has a possibility to kill like a normal human being. So, but because this guy's an alien, he has a very good chance of surviving. And then I'll go more into the characters in the first part as I go through, but although most of the characters are based mainly off of their game counterpart, so it shouldn't be too confusing with that end. But the last thing I do want to explain is the Distortion World and the Ultra Wormholes, which will have a big role in this story. So I decided that, so obviously there is the Space Stone and a Space Relic, I won't give it away yet, that allows you to teleport anywhere in the world. Now, people may consider it a plot hole for the Ultra Wormholes, because the Ultra Wormholes will eventually have a big role. But I decided that the Space Relic will not have any ability to go into Ultra Wormholes at all. And instead, you need someone like Solgaleo or even just cosmic energy to be able to open up an Ultra Wormhole. But because the Distortion World was opened up by Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina, I decided that it would be logical to have the Pokemon that was in control of the Space Relic to be able to go into the Distortion World. And I'll let you know the Space Relic. I forgot the name of the orb, but it allows you to control Palkia. That's the only one I'll give away, because that's going to be the first relic that we get to go after within here. So hopefully you guys are interested in this story. So just leave a like if you want to see more of this story, and be sure to leave any ideas that you may have. I have the whole thing in development, but if you still want to give more input, just be sure to leave it in the comments below. And thank you for watching.